Greetings. Welcome to another episode of... You joined me in Vermilion City, and a few moments ago, something very strange happened over on Route 11. But before that, let's flash back to where it all began. Before naming John, I named myself Arnie, and I invite you to comment if you know why. As I set off on my journey, I thought, this is gonna be great. I'll grab my Nincada, bulldoze the first part of the game, and get myself a Shedinja with Sword Stance. And based on how this battle went against Weedle, things seem to be going pretty well. In particular, its egg move Silverwind really shows its worth. But this is a double-edged sword against Brock's Onyx, who eats the wind and then exhales it twice as hard. It took me almost 40 in-game minutes to defeat Brock. But defeat him, I did, and I made a beeline for Mount Moon. Here, I caught a Paris, because Breloom wasn't available. Must add Shroomish to Mount Moon. After arriving in Cerulean City, well, I don't even want to talk about John. Let's just say that Pidgeotto is a mean bird and me and Nincada do not like it. As for Misty, well, take a look for yourself. I'm in Vermilion and I still don't have her badge. After losing many times, I chose to head south to focus on leveling up my bug. It was on Route 11 that Nincada hit level 25, and I allowed it to evolve into Ninjask. I checked my party, and sure enough, a Shedinja had magically appeared amongst their ranks. And then... Whoa! Ah! Whoa! I don't like this! What was that? Who's there? What's going on here? Is that... me? From my perspective, it rather sounds like you, sir, are me. Well, be that as it may, but I have a game to play, good sir, so I bid you good day. As do I. Toodaloo. And that brings us to now. I was going to play with Shedinja today, but I've had a change of heart, so I deposit Shedinja and carry on with Ninjask. Over here, there appears to be something new in the Porygondolier. Ooh, Porygondolier. I like that name. Shall we see if it sticks? Also, the town map seems to be malfunctioning, but I can't see myself getting lost, so should be okay. Switching to pirate music. My first point of business is Sailor John. I kick off the fight with a sword stance and hit the bird with a super-powered Silverwind. This is incredibly satisfying after all the trouble he gave me last time. Against Raticate, another sword stance, and now I can heal some health with Leech Life. Ha! You can't do that with a Shedinja. I'm feeling pretty good about this decision. The thing about Ninjask is, it's fast. I mean, really fast. If we were to rank its speed amongst the Gen 1 Pokemon, it's number 1, a whole 20 points above Electrode. And this means it also has the highest critical hit rate of any Pokemon in the game, with a staggering 31%. I'm a little bummed out that we had to backtrack to Misty, but with a Pokemon like this, I'm sure we'll be off to the races in no time. Having said that, the Vermilion Gem Puzzle is one thing that's always sure to slow me down, but you never know what you might find in a bin. Lieutenant Surge is even more of a joke than usual, with each of his Pokemon beaten by just digging holes. As I make my way to Rock Tunnel, I battle a bug catcher on Route 9, and suddenly my town map indicator comes back to life. But what's this? Enemy types and stats? That's handy. Now we can see how much slower everything is than Ninjask. Now if there's one thing Ninjask fears, it's rocks, so we should probably talk about the Exploding Hiker. This guy has Rock Throw on every member of his team, but they're also tremendously slow and weak to dig. Quick as a flash, I arrive in Celadon City, and get the HM for Fly, which, oddly enough, Ninjask can't learn. Here's Ninjask's Learn Set, by the way. Do you see that there at the bottom? Yes, Ninjask learns Agility, which I guess is very useful for outspeeding all those Pokemon that are faster than Ninjask. Thankfully Spearow, who is about half the height of Ninjask, can fly me around, which means we can nip back to Cerulean to get the bicycle I forgot. Now for a quick stop in Erica's gym, where my obsession with Sword Stance gives Victreebel the chance to use Poison Powder. But Victreebel, the carnivorous plant, is terrified of bugs.
Victreebel, come out and let's face the enemy! Wait, stop! That's my face!
Ah yes, a likely story. Ninjask levels up and gets to learn Slash. Leech Life has been great, but with Silver Wind on hand, there's really no reason to keep it. Trying Slash out on Tangela, it gets a crit, which is pretty much all it's going to do, because as it says on my script here, the fast Slash user gets the crit. What? That's rubbish. Hello! Greetings, Vileplume. Is it just me or is it windy in here? Goodbye. Against Giovanni, Ninjask finally gets to find out what rocks taste like, and it is not impressed. Dig crits to one-shot Rhyhorn, but then out comes Kangaskhan. Slash seems like the right way to go, and that's good. One more. Another Slash. Ooh. Oh no. No! Oh dear. This time I come in with full health and start off with Swords Dance. Onyx throws some rocks, and Ninjask refuses to continue fighting. Well, you know the old saying, when you see an Onyx, dig a hole. And that crit was very welcome indeed. The digging continues against Kangaskhan, but I start to wonder if Silverwind might be better. It isn't, and Ninjask very nearly loses. But one more Slash? Okay, that's not usually that close. Spooky John and his Pidgeotto, determined to not be outdone, goes for Quick Attack to strike first. But Slash drops it in one, and since we didn't receive a Sand Attack, I can't see us having much trouble here. 2 slashes for Gyarados, just 1 for Kadabra, and for Charmeleon, it's Dig. So another easy John fight, but that may well be the last time I get to say that today. Flying through the game to Fuchsia, Ninjask stands up to the jugglers in Koga's gym and dismantles their Drowsies with its bug powers. And when I come up against the leader, it still hasn't occurred to me that Ninjask is weak to poison. Sludge is extremely painful, and Slash didn't do anywhere near as much as I'd hoped. I finish it off with Dig, but things aren't looking good. I figure I'm not winning this one, so might as well do some experimenting, and to that end I use a Swords Dance, to which Muck reciprocates with an X attack. It then occurs to me that because this is Gen 1, poison types are weak to bug. This might be alright after all. Ninjask tries to learn Agility, but I don't think we're going to need to deal with any speed form Deoxys today, so no. With Coughing down, we just need a good hit on Wheezing. Ooh, there's Toxic, but it matters not, that's badge number 5. My next stop is a Sylph Co, where I visit the 10th floor to grab the floor candy and some floor Carbos, for what will be an absolutely non-essential boost in speed. I challenge John, or it might be better to say, he blocks my efforts to fight crime, and just look at the complacency, I didn't even feel the need to heal up. Once again I go for Slash, and that was a one-shot last time. Okay, one more. Execute with Silver Wind. Execute fainted. Slightly less violent. Slash for Gyarados, and that's a Gen 1 miss. Ninjask gets bitten, and if that happens again, we've lost. This time Slash hits, and Gyarados goes for Leer. One more Slash, and it's down. Silver Wind for Alakazam, and here's why I said, so another easy John fight, but that may well be the last time I get to say that today. Yeah, Dig doesn't work on Charizard. Slash is alright, but it looks like Ninjask will have no choice but to eat some fire and live to tell the tale. That is of course, unless I can down Charizard in one. And so I try again with full HP, and this time my plan is to try and hit Charizard with a maxed out attack Silverwind. But to cut a long story short, by the time I reach Charizard, Ninjask has only managed to dance twice, and it's also poisoned and on its last legs. Oh, and then Silverwind crits, negating some of the attack boost. So, not great. I keep trying for a while, but I take a loss to Gyarados and then even lose to Alakazam. This probably is possible, but it's certainly not ideal, so I think the best thing we can do is come back later. Normally, I traverse across the sea upon a Lapras, but thanks to Johnny 5, I can't get to Lapras, so I grab the good rod and go fishing for Goldeen, which is a 2-foot-long fish that is apparently cool with me surfing on it. Just need to watch out for the horn. Ha! It's me, Blaine, here to shout in your face again! The type matchup here is pretty bad for Ninjask, but we can just outspeed everything and use Dig. Perhaps sensing the danger, Blaine starts with a Super Potion. Excellent move, Blaine. Ponyta tries to spin some fire, but yeah, no. Rapidash, and there's the turn 1 super potion again? Was there a sale on at the Pokemart or something? More digging for Arcanine, but somehow he still has super potions. No way. Actually, that one was pretty smart. Fire Blast misses, and I'm pretty sure that just saved my bacon. I think Ninjask would probably rather not experience Fire Blast. Now back to John, but Ninjask is only a couple of levels higher than last time, so predictably, it hasn't made the blindest bit of difference. I could go and do some training, but on this occasion, I think we can just go ahead and use our rare candies. At first, I play it conservative and just use 5, but once again, it fails to survive an Ember. Impatience gets the better of me, and I feed Ninjask every rare candy I have. At level 48, it's a much cleaner battle. I'm focusing on just trying to reach Charizard with as much HP as possible, and I figure the best way to do that is to forego Swords Dance and just beat everything up. The result? 110 HP, the most so far by a mile. Slash hits its mark, and now we just need to survive Ember. Yes! That was a critical Ember. Good stuff. Now I can grab Lapras, who won't be ferrying me across the sea today, but will be playing the role of Boulder Pusher. Giovanni gave me a little bit of trouble last time, but his team this time has Nidos that are very easy to deal with. And I still don't really have a good answer for Kangaskhan, but being a bit overleveled is seemingly a good enough answer. Let's move on to Sabrina. That was good. Depending on your perspective, it's been either 7 seconds or 13 minutes since I last battled Giovanni, but here we are again. Dugtrio has frequently made trouble for me on the channel with its alarmingly high speed, but today, well, my Pokemon has an in-battle speed stat of 221, which I think justifies using the fast forward function to quickly finish the battle and get to our next proper challenge, which is of course, John the 6th. His bird is now 10 levels higher, but doesn't present too much of a challenge. I figure this is now a good time to use a Swords Dance. Now I take Rhyhorn down with Dig. Execute is an easy one-shot. Gyarados, like last time, is 2 shots with Slash. Silverwind makes short work of Alakazam. And pause. Charizard. Last time, it gave us an awfully tough time with Ember, but since then, it's picked up a nasty new trick that makes Ember look like a candle next to a bonfire. We do get to go first, and Slash does just under half, and there's Flamethrower. Not cool. Get it? Sorry. Just to see if this is as bad as I think it is, I try it again. Slash does a bit more than half, which is nice, but yeah, we need a plan. So I have a look at Ninjask's TM list, and there's some pretty nice moves here. We could use Mega Drain to recoup some HP, maybe use Rest or Substitute, a critical hit Hyper Beam ought to hit pretty hard, but after thinking for quite a long time, I come up with a plan that I'm really quite pleased with. We're actually going to use Mimic, and I'm not entirely convinced this is the right choice, but I'm dropping Dig, and let's have a look at the battle. So Pidgeot is business as usual, and for Rhyhorn, since I no longer have Dig, I'm going for Silverwind. Looks like 3 shots to KO, so I'd be better off starting with Swords Dance. Wind for the eggs, and here's where we use Mimic. That's right, we're going to take Hydro Pump. As long as it hits, I think there's a very good chance we can beat Charizard before it starts breathing fire all over the place. And here we are, Charizard. Hydro Pump, will it hit? Yes it will. Will it be enough? No. But here's the thing, take a look at my special stat. If we rewind a little, it goes up. Or I suppose it goes down, but in reverse. What happened here is that we had 2 lots of badge boost glitch and then leveled up. To get the most out of everybody's favourite in-battle glitch, we need to prevent this from happening. So I do some training east of Fuchsia, which leaves it just 13 points away from leveling up. I beat a Rattata and come back to fight again. Remarkably though, after beating Alakazam, it levels up anyway. Also, Hydro Pump misses. This issue largely comes about because Ninjask belongs to the erratic experience group. To see what's happening, let's travel back 8 minutes into the past. Even though Ninjask just leveled up, it's only 6,880 execution points away from the next level. So what we need to do is set it up so Ninjask levels up just after beating Pidgeot. I beat just Pidgeot and find out exactly how much EXP we'll get. And a few minutes later, everything's set up just right. I start off by Pidgeotting in the usual way, and as planned, Ninjask levels up. Now to get my special as high as possible, I'm using Swords Dance 3 times, and Rhyhorn massively helps me out by using Horn Drill, a move that never hits faster opponents. Now for Silverwind, and that's an unfortunate crit. That should have been a one-shot. Crit or not, the eggs don't stand a chance. Now we can learn Hydro Pump, but Gyarados is having none of it. That's my move, he says. Okay, let's try that again, and I just want to highlight the Rhyhorn battle, as it lands a Tail Whip, which actually grants Ninjask a 4th badge boost. Although, right, bear with me. Sorry for the vulgarity, but this is Rhyhorn's butt. And this? Is this meant to be a tail? If it is, it's not a very good tail. Certainly not enough tail for whipping, but I digress. This time we do get the one-shot, more egg scrambling, and back to Gyarados. Mimic Hydro Pump, and Gyarados goes for Leer. That's 5 badge boosts on special. /1, Hydro Pump misses, and that's Gyarados done. Now hopefully we can take down Alakazam without leveling up. We can, but I'm curious. Yeah, it's still pretty close. Now this is the best possible scenario, and I do not want to waste this chance. I'd really like this to hit. Yes! But will it be enough? Yes! Good stuff. Now, quick as a Ninjask, I pass through Victory Road and proceed to make a deposit of my 4 handymen. The first battle here is, well, you'll see. To tell you all about it, I'd like to call upon the help of live recording Poryman. Right, let's go. Ooh, Aurora Beam's painful. Okay, it's using Rest. We can set up Swords Dance. Ah, unfortunate crit. Ooh. This doesn't bode well. I hope that was just bad luck. Might pinch one of Dugong's moves. What have we got? Let's take Rest, just in case. Oh dear. Slash on the first turn, and then Mimic Rest. Shield Rest. I will also rest. Okay, we'll both rest. It'll wake up. I'll wake up. It'll use Aurora Beam. So the whole resting thing, kind of pointless. Should have just finished it off with Slash. Okay, we're learning. We might be learning, but we're still far away from winning this battle. I'm very much in experimental mode here, just trying to find any way forward. I mimic Cloyster's Supersonic, but well, yeah. Just mimicking a move isn't going to do it. I start to think we might need a new move. See? Possibly Mega Drain. Really? Will that work? It might. Let's just try teaching Mega Drain, and let's get rid of Swords Dance, since we've got the TM for that one, so we can always get it back later. Makes sense to me. I'll go away now. That's a crit. It definitely seems like Slash is better, so we'll start with Slash. It'll go for Aurora Beam, then we'll go for Mega Drain. Nice crit. Oh. Keep using Mega Drain. Could do with finishing it off really before it rests again. Oh man. Mega Drain on Ninjask is really not very good. What other weaknesses does Dugong have? Weak to rock and fighting. Can't do much with that. Tempted to try with Solar Beam. That was good. Don't really have time to charge it up now though. Wonder if Silverwind's any good on Cloyster. No. Yep, I think this is a brick wall. There's probably no other way of getting around it. We just need some more levels. Live recording me was right. Ninjask just isn't ready. But when we return from our training, the tables have started to turn. By at least 4 degrees. Well, it's definitely a bit better. At least we can two-shot the dugong now. Cloister's still gonna be free. Which means we're gonna lose there. Okay. If we can beat it with... 1 slash and 1 mega drain. Nope. Ooh, growl. Okay. That's just boosted my special, so mega drain should be enough now. It's not too bad. This doesn't have any ice type moves, so that's good. Should be a good place to heal up with mega drain. I could also copy Amnesia to make mega drain better. Yeah, let's do that. Silverwind should be better, although my attack stat has been slashed. Yep, Silverwind again. Jinx has Ice Punch, so we need to beat it quickly. But... Silverwind? Yes! Now this guy's got Blizzard. I don't think it matters what I do now. Nothing's really going to work. It's just gonna Blizzard me. And if it hits, which it will... Amnesia was good though. So close. Ooh, Super Potion. Oh, rest. Mega Drain. Okay, this is good, this is good. Mimic Amnesia. Amnesia again. Mega Drain is good. One more. Stats are looking pretty healthy now. Silver Wind. Let's try Slash. Here we go. Ah, crit. Mega Drain. Oh, it's huge. Okay. My attack stat's pretty bad at the moment. Lost the badge boost, but I've still got maxed out special, so Mega Drain. That was good, just need to survive 1 attack. Can we do it? As long as it's not a crit, I think there's a chance. Oh! Right. That's how you do it. Thank you, live recording Poryman. Now because of Ninjask's double weakness to rock, I need to be a little careful even though our next opponent is Bruno. So I hang on to Mega Drain and start a fight. Mega Drain on Onix. Nice. Right, let's move on. When it comes to the move Mimic, I have a little problem. Put simply, the fear of missing out. Sometimes, even when it's completely unnecessary, I feel the need to copy a move just to have another move. This is a bad habit, and quickly leads to my defeat. Then when rebattling Ice Lady, this happens. Oops. But eventually we get back to Agatha, and I think Mega Drain will be less useful than Sword Stance from here on, so I switch my moves back. Also, no more unnecessary mimicking. So I'm hoping that a base power Silverwind will be enough to one-shot Gengar, but it isn't, and Ninjask gets confused. Thankfully, it pushes through and defeats Gengar. Now I figure I'm confused anyway, so might as well try a Sword Stance. But Ninjask is really confused. It starts asking me strange questions like, why is my back sprite so huge? Nonsense, Ninjask, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so instead of learning from my mistakes and starting with Sword Stance, I go straight for Silverwind. And get a crit. And my lucky streak continues, as after Golbat survives a slash, she switches it out. So instead of getting confused, we can one-shot this Haunter.
Lucky!
And then, all that luck is cancelled out by a Gen 1 miss. It doesn't matter though, and next up is Arbok. This harmless looking Cobra is the only Pokemon on her team that can't inflict confusion. so despite the paralysis risk from glare, it's as good a time as any to use Sword Stance in preparation for her ace. Bite is fine, beat it with slash. No? Ooh, that was close. Right, Gengar. This should be an easy one-shot with Silver Wind. And it is! Now as I walk through this comparatively long hall to Lance, I think about strategies involving Mimic and whatnot, and decide that, rather than strategy, it's probably best to just spam Slash until Ninjask hopefully wins. Certainly for Gyarados, Slash seems like the right choice, and it retaliates with a Hyper Beam. Ouch! Well, we have a free turn now, so it'd be rude not to. One more Slash, and now I've done a Sword Stance, Silver Wind is probably the better choice. Crit or not, it's going to deal excellent damage. Aerodactyl is resistant to both bug and normal type moves, so this is somewhat poor planning on my part, but its supersonic misses anyway, and we get the win. Then Silver Wind on Dragonite, and... oh, that wasn't very good. Oh no. Ah, what happened? Oh. In my defense, it has rather tiny wings. It might have just been decorative. Anyway, I battle my way back to Lance, and this time I set up 2 Sword Stances and top it up with an Omni Boost from Silver Wind. This means that, despite the resistance, Silver Wind should be my best move. No! Why did it have to crit? No! Oh! Please don't crit, please don't crit. Yes! My first instinct with Champion John is to basically do a repeat of the last battle, copying Hydro Pump and wetting Charizard until it loses. But I want to try something a little different. We are in fact going to mimic Wing Attack, which isn't a particularly good move, but will make use of Ninjask's flying typing for the same type attack bonus. It does neutral damage on Charizard, unlike Silver Wind that is resisted, and unlike Slash, we can boost its power through Sword Stance. Finally, it's 100% accurate, which is why I ultimately chose it over Hydro Pump. It's worth a shot anyway. Rhydon is our setting up point as it has a terrible moveset, although at least it can now claim to be a Tail Whip user with no questions asked. Silver Wind crits and a defense drop puts Ninjask's attack even higher. As long as we don't crit Charizard, which is concerningly likely, I think we've got a very good chance. Gyarados is, as usual, 2 shots with Slash, and out comes Charizard. Ninjask, for the first time ever, I want you to make use of your wings. Wing Attack hits. Hooray! Ninjask completes the game at level 72 in 9 hours and 28 minutes. I think this run turned out to be a good showcase for how critical hits aren't always a good thing, and as we've seen with Ducks, Slash doesn't pair well with Sword Stance. So as a full package, this Ninjask was just a little bit awkward to use in Gen 1. In Gen 3 it gets access to Aerial Ace via TM, which might be good. We may have to refine its moveset a little when we go up against Gen 1 Volo. Now I don't know about you, but I'd quite like to know what the other version of me has been up to. If these progress indicators are anything to go by, I'd wager he's having a pretty tough time. And as always, I'd like to wish you a wonderful day, and I look forward to welcoming you back to another video soon. For now, bye!